Cleaning sad. What is cleaning sad? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question and I get to help you find an answer. Now today's show is brought to us by mycleaningconnection.com, and on there's a bunch of resource material to help you get from point A to point B in your business and your career. There are days that you'll have that are sad. It's part of being a human. You'll be depressed, you'll be discouraged, you'll be angry, you'll be frustrated, and you're expected to go clean a customer's house. So there's a bunch of resources that will help you through those terrible moments on mycleaningconnection.com. All right, on to today's show, which is from a house cleaner who wants to know the question, what do I do when I'm sad and angry and frustrated and I have to go to a customer's house and clean? All right, so it goes back to, very first and foremost, what are the rules of your business? Because the rules of your business will dictate what happens next. So if you have rules in place and those rules are always the standard, you might deviate a little bit from the rules, but the rules will guide you. All right, having said that, we all have bad days. If you did not ever have a bad day, you would not be human, okay? So you're human and you will have bad days. Every one of my employees at some point will have a bad day. Every one of your employees will too. I promise you that. All right, so that doesn't mean that you get to skip cleaning for the day because we don't want to take our grievances with us when we go. And it's not always easy to turn it off. There are things that happen in our lives that make us cry and make us sad, and our heart is hurting for some reason. And there are lots of different ways this might happen. But if you wake up one day and this is like the saddest day of your life and you have to go clean sad, it's okay to go clean sad. You don't want to puke all of your problems on your customer when you get there because your rules dictate that you don't. Your rules dictate that you seal your lips and you keep your drama to yourself. But when you get to your customer's house, you have a job to do. And this is where systems fall into place. You have systems and routines down at customers' homes. And because you've been trained and you know how to clean, you can go in even though you're heartbroken, and you can go in and do your job and clean and do a spectacular job. It's called compartmentalization. You compartmentalize this emotional side of whatever is going on and eating you up inside with the spectacular job that you're about to do with your customers. Now, I like to look at it as pillars. Pretend like we have 8 different pillars, and on those pillars, our business stands. We've built a foundation on those individual pillars. Now, what happens? One might be emotional, one might be physical, one might be spiritual, one might be educational, and so on. There are pillars that hold up our life. And so if one of those pillars crumbles, the foundation still stands, right? There are pillars that will keep that standing. But if you let one area or one pillar topple and you're not careful about compartmentalizing, what happens is all of the pillars weaken with the force of everything that's on top of it, and the whole kaleidoscope crumbles. And so you want to make sure that you're able to compartmentalize and say, okay, this pillar is toppling really fast, and I'm having a really sad day, and I'm about to cry my eyes out, but I can come over here and still do a spectacular job cleaning houses. Or I can still come out and put my running shoes on and still go running. Because what happens is this: if you don't compartmentalize and you're very sad and you say, well, I'm going to take off work today because I need a mental health day. And let me preface this by saying there will be days that is the solution. There will be days that you are so sad that is in fact the solution, but on most days you can work through it. So you compartmentalize and you say, okay, now I'm going to still go to work. Because if you don't and you stay home and you're sad and sorrowful, well, you're sad and sorrowful, but because you're so sad and sorrowful, you don't eat, right? So now your physical pillar is starting to crumble. And then you don't sleep because you're frustrated and stressed out and you have anxiety. So you didn't eat and you didn't sleep, and the physical part of it now crumbles. Now it's not just emotional, but now it's physical that's toppling as well. And then you took work off, so now the financial pillar is in jeopardy. So what happens then is you get all these different pillars that lean on each other until finally the whole thing implodes. So instead of letting our lives implode when we have a really sad day, because you will have a sad day, I promise you will have a sad day, you want to make sure that you're able to compartmentalize that and say, okay, I got one pillar here that's taken a hard hit today. I need to be extra careful that I keep it to the one pillar. And make sure that the other pillars are still intact, because the other pillars are holding up the foundation of everything that you live by, you know, and you believe. All right, so cleaning sad. Is it a possibility? Yes, it is. In fact, it's a reality, and it's going to happen to you. And so whatever the pillar is, you got to compartmentalize it. It might be physical. You might wake up one day and you just feel like, how am I supposed to go to work? Guess what? Let it be just the physical. Don't let it take down your financial and your emotional and your spiritual and your educational and social wellness, all these different areas. Don't let it take down all the pillars. Compartmentalize it. It might be your relationships. Relationships might be in the doghouse. Keep it to the relationships. Let the other pillars stand tall so that your whole business does not crumble. Alrighty, that's my 2 cents for today, and until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.